Jameson. Go back your guys through one across DFS history. As Monday, December 6th, we're preparing for a 6-game UCL slate tomorrow, last game of the group stage, which normally, and I feel like I could be like way wrong here, but I feel like in past years it's actually made like really, really fun and a lot more to play for and a lot of like things to look for. On this one, it's like one of the weirdest slates I can think of because all of your heavy favorites don't have anything to play for. So there's a really good shot that you're going to get really, really big roster rotation. And a lot of the sites that are predicting lineups, the Champions League slate, SofaScore, which is I'm going to use here because it's just like the easiest interface to look at, they don't seem likely to happen. Like these teams are still going into December fixtures, especially like in the Premier League where they're playing like multiple games a week, in the Dutch league, they did the same thing. Ajax was actually off this past weekend, but just lots of jammed in fixtures. So when you get a game that these coaches are like, it doesn't matter, like, why are they going to play their stars? Right. And then the hard part though, and I think where it gets fun, and by the way, what I'm doing right now, this little like soliloquy or whatever you call it, like this might be the best information I'm going to give, I think. Hopefully it's good. But so don't fast forward with this. Like, in my opinion, get through this. Not going to do too much on lineups. Kind of just talk a little strategy here, and that's going to be the video. But I think the hard part of what maybe will make this slate really interesting is, okay, the Ajax rotation, how much better are they? And then let me just like make sure I can even remember, like Sporting. Like, how much better are the Ajax backups than Sporting's, right? Because Sporting is already clinched too. So you're gonna have like backups on backups. So is there a team where their backups are significantly better than the other? Dortmund, that it's a really good shot that Dortmund backups, who are some of the best young players in the world, are infinitely better than Besiktas. Because if Dortmund doesn't have to even play for because they're already shirred up in third place, then Besiktas certainly doesn't. And Besiktas, I can remember about a month ago, was just destroyed by injuries. So are they going to all of a sudden run out, 33-year-old Pjanic? Why? Not even at home. It's not even like for the home crowd. So I think of the evaluation when we see these lineups is how much better is like the studs team's rotation than the B squad for crap team. You're going to have that for Shakhtar versus Sheriff. Sheriff, I doubt, I'm not going to pretend to know Sheriff's roster, but I'm not going to doubt that Sheriff is blessed with depth, right? Like that their second squad are just about to break into the Dutch league, or Premier League guys are sending people out to Sheriff to watch their practice squad. Like, that's not happening. So there could be a massive drop off between Sheriff's first team and their second team. And now, even though you're having Shakhtar's replacements, they're probably better than Sheriff. So I think that's going to be like the interesting thing here. So I don't want to write off the favorites just because they're going to rotate, because the reality is if it doesn't matter for the favorite, it definitely doesn't matter for the dog. And the dog's a dog for a reason. So I think that's where I'm going to fall on this all, is that I still think odds matter. I still think that the books know what they're talking about when they put, Ajax as minus 250 here, when they put Dortmund as minus 400, because of what I just talked about. So just because you don't see Haaland, you don't see Royce, you don't see Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham, I think I heard, got the referees filing criminal charges against Bellingham. So I doubt they're going to make Jude, with all that stuff going on his head, play. Just because you don't see those names doesn't mean to sell short on Daniel Malin, doesn't mean to sell short on, I don't know if Julian Brandt would go. I'm blanking on their stupidly amazing young kid. I think he scored and like the youth teams scored like 40 or 50 goals in a season. Like, you could get some really interesting players. And I had said this in the FSI chat earlier today, but I think that this slate is really going to reward those people. I think myself as one of them, and I hope it rewards me, but that have played a ton of DFS soccer, know these teams, know some of these players that other people might not have, know these players that had transfers from other clubs. They haven't broken through the first teams, but are damn good players. Excuse me. I think if you can find those, I think you're going to be in a really good shape for tomorrow. So all that being said, like, subscribe, comment to this video. I do hope you all enjoy this. That's going to be the what I just went through. That is the slate. So I'm going to give you a couple other spots. We're going to talk about who's playing for what, and that truly is going to be it. So, all right, let's get right into kind of the games. We're going to really brush this quick. I'm going to try my best to not get too hard into things and look more outstanding. So Porto versus Madrid. This is one of the games that matters, but this could be a very ugly game. Madrid, we had last leg versus Milan. They needed to win. They didn't at home. Madrid's not that DFS friendly, and they're missing their back line. So I think Porto is actually really interesting. Sergio Oliveira, to me, is a great cash play. We'd be able to monopoly set pieces. You could argue to play like a Diaz or maybe a striker. I think that's GPP. Cash, Oliveira, move on. For Madrid, I just no, pass. Hard pass. Not the slate for it. There's just going to be other players and other rotations that I think are in a better spot. Milan could be really interesting. Milan, this is a must-win game. They win and Porto and Atletico draw, then Milan is on to the next stage. So the interesting thing from Milan, though, is that they don't have great floor plays. I think you're going more for ceiling. Like a Zlatan, this is a game meant for Zlatan, especially if you see Liverpool backline rotated, midfield rotated. I really would like Zlatan. So I think that's a really good GPP look. Probably not there in cash. GPP, yes. Diaz, a good player. Macias, and based on this lineup, Macias and Benacer would probably be set pieces, some version of it. Macias, read the stories on him. Super cool story, but good player, was really good. Can't remember the club that he was with last year in Serie A, but that would be interesting. Outside of that, though, Theo Hernandez maybe as a good correlation play with Zlatan, something like that. Leal could give them trouble too. Liverpool side of things, don't expect to see like a Salah. Don't expect to see Mane, Jota. Certainly, sure as hell hope not to see Virgil van Dijk. I wouldn't be surprised if Alisson doesn't play. I didn't see the traveling squad. My bad for not looking that up beforehand. I hope a lot of them didn't even travel, but it should be full rotation. I do think the fullbacks are right here, Nico and Tsimikas. Tsimikas would definitely be on some set pieces. I think he's fine, but he's not a priority, especially with if Milan's like full first team versus Liverpool backups, that's a mismatch in my opinion. So I'm a fan of Milan here. Ajax and Sporting, neither team is playing for anything. Ajax already won the group. Sporting already is in second. The odds kind of are playing the fact that I think Ajax's rotation players will be better than Sporting's. Let's just see the lineup, okay? I don't think that this lineup is doing close to right. I wouldn't expect to see Tadic, Haller, Anthony. Wouldn't expect to see Martinez, Timber. Do expect rotation in the back for goalie. Think it will be Onana over Remco. But let's just see who they line up. I don't think that this is likely to be correct. For Sporting, I definitely don't think that's right either. I don't think you'll see Goncalves, Sarabia. Obviously, if they're in, like if Sporting ran out a number one team versus Ajax backups, then okay, I think Sporting could be interesting, or vice versa, right? If Sporting just puts up all their backups and Ajax runs the first team, you have to concern how long that'll be, but in the meantime, they could dominate. But again, the group's already decided, so just watch for lineups. Same here with Dortmund. Dortmund is I'm going to be very, 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 very high on. Okay. I don't think we see Royce. I don't think we see Brandt. I think that both of those rotate. I don't think we see Bellingham or Guerrero. So a lot of this, that's wrong. But I'm going to be really interested in the Dortmund attacking players. Remember, Dortmund's not a good floor team. They're more of a ceiling team. We go for goals and assists. So if you play Dortmund, I think just stacking multiple attacking pieces makes a ton of sense. But I think that Vastikas is going to just rotate the hell out of their backups. There's no pride here. You got 0 points, whatever. Just exit with 0. Go back, stay healthy, try to make a run in the Turkish league. They're not even doing that well there. So get out of here healthy. Dortmund, good chance for you to beat up. You got some of the best young players in the world. Play them. Love them to go. So I'm a big fan of Dortmund here. Real Madrid has one of the biggest pricing mistakes in the slate. You got Luka Jovic, subbed in for Karim Benzema. Benzema, I already believe, is ruled out. Yes, he is. Luka Jovic, close to min price, 3,500. Remember Jovic back from Frankfurt days? He can absolutely score and dominate. 3,500 is way too cheap. Not a clean matchup. These 3,500 for Real Madrid striker. In a game that does matter, Real Madrid and Inter are playing for first place here. That is a thing. That means that you get to draw out of a second place team, right? So you stay away from a Liverpool. Who else has won? I think Chelsea's won. There's some good teams that won. Definitely want to be playing 2 versus 1, in my opinion. So Real Madrid will matter. Cruz is a really good floor play. We always know that. Cruz seems matchup proof. He's going to get you like 8 to 12 without a goal or assist. And then if you get any more, then, obviously you're threatening 20s. But I think it's Cruz, Jovic, Asensio if playing with split sets with Cruz, so that would be nice. For Inter, I don't think I want to hang my head on Inter here at home. I'm sorry, away versus Madrid. I just think there'll be better spots. This is the lineup that held. Brozovic would have sets, and he'd be cheap. But look for Kalinoglu and DeMarco to potentially play. They would both take sets over Brozovic. Finally, Shakhtar and Sheriff. This is the other team that I like a lot. I love Shakhtar here. Again, this game doesn't matter either. Sheriff has already, where did it go? Sheriff's already locked in third. Shakhtar is done. They're not going to Europa. They are at home though. So, it's not an easy place to go. Again, Sheriff, I kind of vented about the front. I don't expect them to have a lot of depth. So if Sheriff and Shakhtar both rotate, that's a huge advantage of Shakhtar. Look at their attacking pieces, as the routes to go. They have some good young players. They're an outlet for a lot of Brazilian players to come get their first taste in Europe and then transfer out of there. Guys like Fred is the one that comes to mind. Was at Shakhtar. There's somebody else recently I'm just blanking on, but definitely think Shakhtar could hang 2-3 goals here and go from there. So, guys, I hope that helps. I know it's not a lot of player-centric, a lot of rules-centric like I normally do, but this is really going to be strategy, really adjust to the lineups and move on from there. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, make sure you give it a like, comment, and a subscribe button. All really helps. Thank you all so much for watching. Good luck. And that, I'll say, see you.